Hello out there, and I have got a pretty amazing mail call to share with you guys today because all of this stuff that's in front of you, plus some more that I'll bring in at the end, was donated by a guy named Jason Guilfoyle, a guy who contacted me after he found out about the Nick Maffei charity raffle that's going on right now. And I will link to the original video about that down below so you can get some more information about that if you're interested. But he decided to send all of this stuff, these great knives, to throw into the pot to try to raise money for Nick's family, which is incredible. And today what we're going to do is we're going to go through these knives, and then what we're going to do is incorporate them into the raffle, and I'll show you like what's available and what prize packages there are going to be, and how exactly we're going to do it, and some updates with some of the parameters going forward with that raffle for those of you who were thinking of entering or have already entered. All right, so let's just get started with the knives that he sent. So grateful for this, man. I'm so grateful. It's incredible. I mean, it's ridiculous. Such a nice donation. So anyway, starting with this one right here, it's the Steel Will Cobalt, and this is one that I've actually never handled until now. Pretty sweet knife. This one looks like it's brand new in D2 steel. A good little guy, liner lock. Flips really nice. Very short blade, so it'll be appealing for people who live in places with size restrictions and all that kind of stuff. So lanyard hole is in the right place, so you can extend that grip if you put one on there. Definitely recommend that. But yeah, neat little knife. And then here is a Tucson, and this is the TS7 III, and this is one that I had never seen before. This is the night morning design. And it has some beautiful machining in the titanium, as most of their designs do. And then the blade is really nicely polished, first of all, so you can see all these fingerprints. But then you might be able to see this groove, and it's like a cylindrical kind of groove in the blade. So really unique. Has a very different look to it, and the blade shape is an excellent blade shape for just use anyway. So it's just a great knife. The action is incredible, so definitely one that I am interested in myself, because Tucson just becomes more and more appealing with some of the stuff that they do, and just trying to track down all the ones you want is next to impossible, but this one is definitely going to get added onto the list. Next, we have the Spyderco Military. This is the largest version, so larger than the PM2, and this one is in Rex 45, CPM Rex 45, which is one of those super trendy steels, the excellent kind of sought-after stuff that is hard to come by these days. So this one, a little bit larger than the knives that I usually carry, obviously, but for its size, the knife is super light, and so that's what I've always liked about the Military. Rex 45 is certainly, like I said, a sought-after steel, and this is a great design in its own right. Liner lock, super strong though. Yep, definitely like this one. And then here is what I think is the prize of the whole set. This one is... this one's pretty hard to come by as well. This is the Spyderco Mike Draper folder, and this is one that when I first got into Spyderco, this knife was available, and I think it got discontinued like a few years back, and the price on it dropped, and it was one that I really should have picked up. This is a titanium frame with a liner, VG10 blade steel, made in Seki City, Japan. Arguably the nicest knife that's ever come out of that factory. It's beautiful. I mean, the titanium, the design and the machining in there is just super cool. That pop of blue all the way throughout, and then the grippiness back here is awesome. For me, even though I really loved the lines and the overall design, back when this was readily available, it was way too big for my taste. Nowadays, it's still a little bit on the larger side versus what I would want to carry. But heck, man, if I was able to get my hands on one of these at a decent price, I definitely would. But this one is donated, again, for the benefit of Nick's family. How incredible is that? Then we have a couple fixed blades. This one right here is a Kaiser. This one is called the Sequoia. This one is in 1095. Just a beautiful contrast between the blade and the G10 scale here. And then the pins are like this brass color, which I really like. So yeah, good looking fixed blade here. Comes down to a pretty thin edge as well. So I think this would be just a good one for EDC. Eric Garza design. I like this one. And then we have a Kube fixed blade. And this one is in D2 as well, and it is just super high polish. You can see the camera, you can see my shirt. So yeah, really, really nice finish on this knife. And even though it looks like it's a little bit more of like a show piece, just with some of like the intricacies and, you know, all the stuff going on in the blade, I really think that this would be a pretty darn good knife to use. You've got this forward choil that is a little bit tight and snug, but this negative blade angle, look at the way that it goes down. I mean, I think there's a lot of tasks that this knife would be really good for. So we have this one. And all of these, like I said, were donated just for the cause of raising money for Nick Maffei's family. And what we have going on right now is a raffle. It's a unlimited spot raffle, charity raffle, with all the proceeds going to Nick's family. And the way it works is it's $5 a spot, unlimited spots. So you can, you know, get as many as you'd like. And what that gets you is an entry to win one of the many prizes that there are available. So we're going to go through the prizes, and I'll let you know how this stuff will come into play in this raffle. Because unfortunately, up to this point, and it's been about a week, the raffle just, it isn't performing. You know, there just aren't that many people involved. There's just not that big of a return considering the stuff that's in there. So what I'll do right now is I'll bring out the knives that we have, and then we'll talk a little bit further about that and how some of this stuff will be incorporated. So what we have right now is we have the Watu, Spyderco Watu, basically brand new. I carried this just a couple days just to get a feel for it and do like a quick little video. We also have a 100% brand new Spyderco Siren. This was donated by the designer of the knife, Lance Clinton, so super awesome there. I've got a CRKT Ruger branded incendiary that was sent to the Apex Pass Around group by CRKT, so awesome by them. And then a donation from my friend Johnny 5 EDC, short circuit style. This is the CRKT hollow point. So we have 4 knives, and then a bunch of like other stickers and gear and miscellaneous kind of stuff that would be thrown in, right? Up to this point, the total take for this raffle is right around a couple $100. So again, just like the value of these knives far surpasses that. So we haven't really reached what I was hoping to in terms of exposure and people buying in. And I could have done some kind of raffle where it was like, you know, 10 spots, $20 a spot, blah, 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 and done it that way. And I could have done that and with some of these knives, and I just didn't want to do that. I wanted to do something that would like bring people together and sort of make it fun, where, you know, you had a bunch of different prizes you could win, and if you won, you didn't know exactly what you were going to get, and it might just be a mystery, and it would just be like a fun kind of event. Oh, there's also this Spyderco Z cut. Yeah, so that's a good knife too in its own right. So that was the idea, and it just hasn't panned out up to this point. And so I'd very much like to put all of the knives that I just showed you into this raffle. And hopefully that will happen. But that can only happen if there ends up being a little bit better return. So here's what we're going to do up to this point. So we're going to add in, let me get this all sorted out. We're going to add in the Tucson. We're going to add in the Steel Will. We're going to add in the Kube and the Kaiser. All right, and so the prize packages, like the first prize that's chosen is going to be for the Siren, the second one for the Watu, the third one is going to be for the Tucson with this CRKT, the hollow point. All right, and then the next one is going to be for the Cobalt on its own. And then the next prize package will be for the Incendiary and the Kube. And then the Kaiser will be on its own. All right, so as of right now, what that means is that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different winners. All right, 6 different winners, and each person who wins will get a variety of different stickers and stuff from, you know, the rest of the pot, the other Hanks, all that other stuff that you can see in that video if you link down to it. All right, and also, sorry, whoever wins the Cobalt will get the Z cut. All right, so 2 knives there as well. All right, so 6 winners as of right now. I mean, more than half the people who entered are winning. That's where we are. If we can get to the point where we cross over, you know, let's say, I'm not going to say a specific amount of money, but if we really start to gain some traction, then what I'll do is I will start to throw in these 2. I'll start with this one, the Mike Draper folder, for the largest donation out of everyone. All right. So let's just say if we get to $500 total, all right, $500 total, we'll do the Mike Draper folder for the single largest donation. If not, what I'm going to do is just singular kind of raffles, you know, X dollars, X amount of spots to try to get as much return for these guys as possible. You know, that is the that's the plan. That's how it's going to go. Again, refer back to that first video for more of the basic details. But the other thing that I will say is anyone who's not comfortable donating through GoFundMe, they don't want to use your credit card number, all that kind of stuff, that's fine. Contact me, shoot me a DM on Instagram, email me, whatever, and let me know that, and you can send me the money via PayPal, and then I will send the donation to GoFundMe. All right, so however you want to do it, however you want to get involved, I want to help you get involved because I want to make this as successful as possible, because at the end of the day, we're helping a family that is going to need help down the road because their main provider is gone, and he was one of my best buds, and I want to do this to help him out in his memory, you know, so let me know what I can do to help you be involved. Anything that I can, I want to do it because I want to make this successful. All right, guys, any other questions, comments, complaints, suggestions? Oh, we're not done. We're not done because one more thing came in on this that was a gift from Jason Guilfoyle that I want to share with you as well because it's something that I'm not very familiar with. So he sent me this to keep for myself. So again, just a super, super generous thing that he has done to help out Nick's family, but also just kindness, you know, and generosity. And he sent this to me for myself. This is a District 9 Knives Volcano, and it's one that I've never heard of. I know that Love Them Knives did a video on this a couple years ago, but if anyone has any information about it, definitely let me know. If you've had one before, you know where to get them, if they're still in production, anything like that, because this knife is super sweet. It is a large knife, but for the size, and let me see if I have the scale nearby. I don't even know what it weighs, but it is way lighter than I feel like it should be. It feels super light. 5.77 ounces. I know you're not going to think that's light, but for how friggin' thick the knife is and how big it is, I don't know, man. It feels like it's nothing. There's a lot of interior milling on this titanium. Super great action. It feels like a very good quality knife. And so I'd like to know more about it if anyone knows where to find out information. All of the Google searches I've done have just sort of led me in a couple places, but nothing concrete. So anyway, awesome to have this one in my collection. Hopefully, guys, hopefully we can get some nice action going in this raffle and get some of these into your collection, you know, and benefit Nick's family as well. All right, so like I said, any questions, comments, complaints, suggestions, let me know. I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much. Everyone who's already gotten involved or will get involved, thank you. Have a good one.